Hey, Uni Cousins. I have a question. Matter of fact, this is the question of the day. Grab your time, stamp, and respond to me because I want to know. I got to know. This would be a panel if I had the energy to conduct one because I really want to know what the people are thinking. Should Destiny and Melody be friends again? Yes or no? Why? So, for those of you who don't have time to watch the video, the answer for me is a hell no. Okay. It's a no for me, dog. That would make my blood boil. Like, I would be really upset. Part of what is infuriating about this show is, of course, they are castmates, and this is Melody's baby, right? This show is her baby. It is her brainchild. She is the one who went to Carlos with the idea. It is hers. Stormy did the same thing. She was denied. Uh, she didn't have what it took. Okay. So this is Mel's baby, Mel's show. She's the executive producer, and Martell is only a executive producer by way of being Mel's ex-husband. Okay. So I get why Mel continues to engage these people because the show must go on. And this is something you learn in musical theater if you ever had a drama like high school program or something. Like, the show must go on. They teach you how to act through wardrobe malfunctions, how to act through someone else missing their lines or you missing yours, uh, how to act through pain, sets that have not been changed or whatever, blocking that is incorrect, being upstage, downstage, whatever it is, technical issues. The show must go on. Okay. That's why you see so many dancers who are trained. If they dance themselves up out of their wig, they don't stop and go get the wig. Okay. They just be dancing with a bald cap on, with a wig cap on until they can figure their stuff out because they don't step out of order. That is a discipline. That is a discipline when you are in showbiz. The show must go on. But part of what is infuriating about the show is watching Melody re engage these people who spoke about her like she was lower than a dog, like she was lower than a virus, like she was worse, like she was a lower life form than bacteria. Part of what is infuriating about the show is watching these people re engage Mel after talking all up under her mother's skirt, slandering her by way of attacking what is in between her legs with zero proof. I mean, zero proof. Speaking with conviction on her with zero proof. Saying things and doing things they know, and rejoicing over things that they know that will cause her children to suffer, which thank God Mel is who she is because her babies are in therapy. Her babies are going to be all right. And quite frankly, I think the Scott 1.0 kids would do it would be very good for them to get into therapy. I mean, very good for them all to be in therapy. With what their parents have going on with this public persona, having Wanda as a grandmother, period. It would be awesome for those kids if they were in therapy now. Now. But my thing with Destiny is that Destiny has done Mel so wrong. I see it as an irreconcilable difference. I see it as something we can never get back from here. If you've ever seen All Dogs Go to Heaven and Charlie starts playing with his clock and the angel's like, Charlie, you can never come back. You can never come back. I'd be like, Destiny, you can never come back. You can never come back from chasing my mom out of a building aggressively and hollering at her. You worry about pimping your daughter. The way I would have to, something like that would make me cry tears of fear until I'm writhing my head, my hands, until I'm writhing my hands and trying not to take your life. Something like that would turn my soul clean off, and all we have left to deal with is monster. If I was within arm's reach of someone who spoke to my mom that way, I'm telling you, I would black TF out. That is my matriarch. That is my reason. That is my world. And I believe Mama Van to be, because some people, I mean, like Destiny clearly had a trifling mom, right? And you notice people who have trifling moms, they take motherhood for granted. Like people with good moms, when they're dealing with somebody's mom, they're like, all right, you somebody mama. I'm not trying to go there with you. All right, blah, 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 because they know what it is. Like if I had a problem with Nell Fletcher, and in terms of values, I actually do. But if I was face to face with her, I would be so fucking careful with her, because the truth is, she's a good mom. And the way you can tear into somebody's soul, the way that I would have to give the Fletcher kids a pass if they jumped me, if they dog stumped me for disrespecting their mom, I would have to give them a pass. And I'm an Aries. I'm made for war. But I would have to give them a pass for stumping on my throat, for using my throat, for using my larynx. My mom says larynx. For using my larynx to form my voice, to get something off, rolling off my tongue, to talk to their mama crazy. And if they never forgave me for it, I would have to sit with that and be okay with that, because I identify with that as like that's your right. The closest thing you have to God in your life, other than God, goddess, whatever you worship, is your fucking mom, especially when she's a good mom, when she's a praying mom, when she's a church mom, when she's a hallelujah mom, when she's a self-sacrificing mom, when she's a bend over backwards, break my back so you can eat, so you can stunt, so you can be pretty, so your hair can be done for Easter Sunday and Christmas and whatever else. Like the moms who do the damn thing, nigga. I would probably, like, I would have locked myself in the G wagon and been like banging my head on the back seat trying to calm myself down. I'm talking self, because I'm a sweet girl. And I'm a little bit of an Oreo every now and then. But when it comes to my mom, I know no restraint. I know no restraint. And I identify Miss Vanessa as a woman who is in, like, the same league as my mother. And so just to watch a woman who was in the same league of my mother be treated that way, the way my stomach hurts, the way my head hurts, the way, because I don't play about African American matriarchs. I really fucking don't. I really don't. I know the majority of African American women, we are pick me's, we are mammies, and we are culturally predisposed to favoring men and worshiping men and sucking on the black male ego and all of that kind of stuff. But I've been in therapy since 2013, and I have worked some things out in my life, and it causes me to think differently. And I practically worship the black matriarch. I practically worship the black womb. I practically worship the self sacrificing African American matriarch, that big mama figure from Soul Food. That's what I have in a mother. Okay? That's what I have. That heavy load sharer, that regulator, that ever loving, abundant in love, unconditional loving, holding all family secrets, judging no family, Christian matriarch who takes every, like just We're not gonna play about her. We're not gonna play about her at all. I will disregard. Ooh, shit. I will disregard my own life because you said something crooked to or about my mom. I will run in traffic. We could be in the Middle East, and as bombs dropping, and I actually, I actually studied in the Middle East. I worked in the Middle East, and right when I left one of the universities, I graduated from a program over there. My campus was being bombed. Okay, so I mean what the fuck I'm saying. Just to be very fucking clear, there's no way back from that. That is an irreconcilable difference. How dare you? And the killing part is my mom would forgive you. My mom would be like, Chocolate, I raised you better than that. You go on ahead and let that go. You know, these people only have such and such a capacity. These people don't have the capacity for good the way that you have. They don't have an expansive breast in order to handle all of these things in their heart and to be able to process these things. This Destiny is a foster kid. She's a Dusty. She can't tell the truth about her life. She grew up in Detroit. She grew up in Huntsville. She's no Martell since high school, but all of it, but she's known the foster system. She says she lived with her mom, and then she says she lived with her dad, and then she said her mom is dead, and then she says she's alive. That baby is confused, my mama would say to me. And you have so much more than her. Why would you be mad at her? My mama would say to me, being mad at this girl is like being mad at a child. It's like being mad at a child for telling you you're stupid or you're ugly or I hate you. It's like being mad at a person who is has a physical handicap and maybe you went to help them and they drooled on you. And it's like it's not like that person spit on you. That person couldn't help it. Yeah, I know the drool stinks, it smells, and maybe they don't have the best hygiene, but are you going to be mad about that? Are you going to be mad? Are you going to push that person in their wheelchair? No, because you understand. You understand that this person has a limited capacity in this regard. And so you overlook that and you never mind that and you throw that into a sea of forgetfulness and you never remember that thing again. Let it go, chocolate. And because she's that beautiful, I get that mad. Because she's that beautiful, I get that mad. It's like seeing someone abuse a baby. Because she's that beautiful, I get that mad. And again, Mama Van shares a league with Mama Uppity. She really and truly does. There are very many similarities between Miss Vanessa and Mama Uppity. And so just to see it somewhere else, and there are many black women who do. My mother's first lady is like that. Many of the women on the motherboard and on the Ursha board are like that. Many of my mama's pastor's daughters is very similar to my mother in that way. And these are women who I would go to war for. These are women I can't even explicitly say these things out loud because I get that bitch. I do that 3, 4 times again. I'll take the five for you. I testify for you. All them niggas scared to do. I'm not, as long as you're getting out here for me. I got it. Robbing it, screaming it, telling it, and hide your bodies. And baby, shout out to SZA and the little Nickelodeon boy who wrote that song. I can't lose if I'm with you. I hit the snooze and miss the moment. You is so important. Nobody like you do. Right? I don't really know the words. I thought that song was the stupidest thing on earth when I first heard it, because you sang it for a man. But if it was towards a matriarch, I might be like, nigga, you deserve it. Like, girl, you worth it. Girl, you're worth it. So just that part. And when you attach that to the fact that when your matriarch is over 60, she has entered into the battlegrounds of death. where your mother is in her twilight years and you're nearing the end. You've got maybe a couple decades and a half left with them, for somebody to talk to them like that. Like I don't see how that wouldn't break your heart. Uh, One time I was struggling and my mom wanted me to it's like, oh well, my her ex fiance basically, um he needed a writer and I am a gifted and talented writer. And she was just like, well, he'll pay you really good. And I was just like, I can't. She's like, why can't you? And I was like, because he broke your heart. And she laughed and she's like, girl, all the moons ago. And I'm like, I just remember. I just remember. And my mom was so in love with that man, and I didn't see my mom did a really good job of hiding her tears from us as children. The first time I ever saw my mom cry in front of us outside of church, outside of the thank you Jesus, I was nothing. I could not help myself because I had never seen it before. I didn't know what it looked like. But when she told me how she would be on the floor in the bathroom at work crying, begging for God to take the pain, I was like, oh fuck this nigga. Ooh, nope. Not my sweet baby, not my princess. I call my mom princess. It's so cute. I just, woo, I don't know. I'm really tall and my mom is like short. And so I always call her baby names. But Destiny, you know how the like 10 commandments is like, take not the name of the Lord thy God in vain. She took the position and the name and the position and the station of Melody's mother in vain. Like it's a broken commandment for me. In a damn addition to promoting Mel's abuser, in a damn addition to touring all over social media about how, well, I'm on Martell's side because I know both sides. Bitch, yeah, you know both sides, and you know that Mel is absolutely in the right and that Martell is absolutely in the wrong. And everything Mel has ever done that may have inconvenienced that man, he brought it upon his own self. But because you're mad and you're jealous and you no longer have access to Melody's bag, you're gonna double down with Martell because you're throwing a damn adult tantrum about the fact that this woman won't protect and provide for you anymore. That's your real issue because you can't possibly love Mel. I think she liked Mel. I think she was infatuated with Mel. I think she had some obsession with Mel. I think she wanted to be like Mel. I think she wanted to compete with Mel. Some people like having access to you because when they see what you're doing, they do it too. And you're like a map for them. And they're just like, "Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Oh, how'd you do that? Really? Oh, I'm capable of that. I'll do that too. Oh, you're making music? I'm on 10. Turn me up. I'm a 10. Madani 10. It's Law Destiny's Child. It's a 10. How? Oh, I like that yellow feathery dress Mel got on. Let me go get one and cut it a little shorter. I'm a 10. Buy my single and my candle. I'm charging $30 even though it only costs 10 cents. It's a 10-cent candle, but girl, for you to be around my kids that I pushed out of my body. And no, I do not have any surviving kids, but I had a full term stillborn in 2013. Okay, that's the year I went to therapy. Okay, so I know what it is to carry a child and to give birth and to go through I to know a mother's love, and for you to post my kids with their daddy and the side chick that they are subjected to, who played a major role in the demise of that marriage, for you to post my kids with them and be like, oh, this is Martell's family. those kids are that little girl Paris, and you can tell. I mean, Paris is a smart girl, she's a beautiful girl, but you can absolutely tell that girl has a major attitude. And part of the reason I believe she has major attitude is because Ariane is an unfit mother. I really think she's got an intellectual disability, a delay. There's something wrong with her. And when you have a parent who is not fit to be a parent, you grow up really quick and you start parenting the parent. You see that all the time with kids who have parents who have addictions. Paris bullies those kids, makes fun of those kids. Ariane get online, talk about how they funny looking and how her son ain't funny looking and how her and Martell are a good mix and hint hint and he. And you know it's illegal for me to post my own kids on social media. But then you go and you do it like a nanny nanny boo boo. Oh, there with Ariane and me and Martell and blah blah blah. Like that would burn my soul if I was Mel. Now, I'm sure Mel has a peace that surpasses all understanding. I'm sure Mel is prayed up and doing whatever she has to do. And for the most part, I'm a really soft, peaceful person. But there are certain things where it's like you do it, and I'm like, I hope that was worth it, honey. I really hope that was worth it for you because I'm finna. I, I will go to a dark place over certain offenses. I got to get my head back in the game because I was like, my thoughts are racing right now. That level of betrayal, Unicousins, my dear sweet Unicousins, that level of betrayal to where you betrayed me, you used my mama in that, you used my kids in that, you used my trauma in that, all for you to try to get on a boat with me when nobody invited your whack ass. Mel certainly didn't. For you to be all in my face. Well, if you think I'm sleeping with Martell, I'm telling you now, I'm not, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you have to say about Martell. One, because you never apologized to my mom. All you did was get on social media and pretend people were asking you questions. And you're like, yeah, I got to apologize to Miss Vanessa for what I said. But bitch, did you ever? Because Miss Vanessa said you didn't. And here's the deal. I don't care if you did it apologize to her a year later or 2 years later. If you didn't apologize to her within the week that it happened, you're not sorry. At that point, it's a strategic apology. You're trying to play chess with me. You're trying to make a move on me so you can be on my team, so you can be on the winning team. But you're not really sorry that you did that to my loving mama, to my good quality mama. All these people on the show, like fucking with Mel's mom and fucking with her motherhood. I'm just like, that's because you had a trifling ass mama. Because I'm telling you, there's certain things I just don't do with motherhood. And it's because I love my mama so much. I love my mom so much. That is my whole world. And it's not just me. My community loves my mom. The Seattle Seahawks love my mom. People in all kind of different area codes. 504 loves my mom. 253 loves my mom. 206 loves my mom. 213 loves my mom. Like it's just, and it's like that with Mama Vanessa. You saw Tay over there trying to get adopted. People fighting over Miss Vanessa because that loving is so good. Them healing hands, them grandma's hands. mm, Like there is so much black girl magic and a black matriarch, and forgive me for being explicit, but it's that overweight mama. It's that mama with the upper elbow fat, that baked mac and cheese, collard greens, mustard greens, with the ham hock in there, and you arguing with her trying to get her to switch to turkey necks and turkey legs up and smoked. Like it's that African American matriarch. who had to turn on the music on Saturday for everybody to clean the house and got everybody ready in the kitchen on Sunday morning, who carried the family by herself. It's that woman to me. She's sacred and she's untouchable. And I wouldn't give a damn if she was a hoe in her teens. When you become this woman, when you become that level of woman, this is why, like, when men have these conversations about hitting the wall, I'm just like, you're an idiot. Black women are lucky to evolve into. I mean, look at Snoop Dogg, right? Snoop Dogg has gone from America's Most Wanted to America's mascot. People all around the world want to picture with Snoop, want to be with Snoop, want to talk to Snoop. The nigga's fun. The nigga's exciting and he's relaxing and he's got a warm, kind of pop of presence. A nigga came here, Snoop Dogg, and left Snoop lying. Roar, bitch. Like, he just, he evolved. And to think of all the Tupacs and the Biggies and the rappers who were, one way as a kid, and it's just like, well, look what would have happened if you just let these black men live. If you would have just let them finally evolve and finally grow old. It's not a whole lot of black men who grow old. But what he's involved in into is something so, you don't see mugshots when you look at Snoop anymore. You don't see murder was the case that they gave me when you look at Snoop anymore. You don't see that. You see a man who has graduated from life. You see a man who has mastered life, and there's so much peace and goodness in the way that he does what he does. He has graduated to this level of unk. And he's just Uncle Snoop. He's everybody's unk. And so it's even more so with black women when you're everybody's auntie, but it's another level when everybody calls you mama. Mama, big mama, whatever it is. We got Nana, Guana, Nan, whatever it is, when you graduate to that level, to people all over the communities, to your friends in school, and the grandkids friends at their schools, and they want to call your mom. That woman is sacred. That is an evolution to be cherished in a woman, and Vanessa has made it there. There are people who want to talk about Vanessa's past, or whether or not she gave a kid up for adoption, or whether or not she had an abortion, or whether or not, or whether or not, or whether or not. Sometimes a painful past makes it just makes it makes a proper, powerful person. Sometimes it takes a checkered past to create that. And she's beautiful. She's beautiful. And so these men who are just like, the worth of a woman bottoms out after she's, 35, and she's no longer young and fertile and whatever else. I'm just like, where would you be without your mom, bitch nigga? Excuse my language. I'm sorry, but I'm as honest as fucking honest gets. The shit does me wrong. It does me so wrong. It's like, shut the fuck up. You got everybody thinking that you're a good dad, but all you do is drop them kids off over your mama house. The only reason them little mixed kids and they white mama or whatever, the only reason these kids know how to do their braids and whatever is because you pawn that kid off on your mother, and she gave them the culture and she gave them the food and she nourished them. You got to bow down. You got to kiss my mama's feet and hands. She stood on business when your daddy wouldn't. My mom used to do hair. She would work with these Marcells, these curling irons, and my mom now has like a carpal tunnel kind of arthritis thing. I always buy her copper bracelets. I'd be making her look like she's a genie in a lamp because copper helps with that. And so it's just like we have these African American matriarchs such as Mama Van who have literally, they've given you their hands until their hands don't work anymore. They've given you their feet until they're calloused. They've given you their legs until they've got spider veins running up and down them. The millennial is the, where the It's not like there's not a lot of black families that have a lot of graduates and things like this, but it's people like me and Mel and these millennials who are these first generation college students who are these the women who read and the women who are not in the house all day and the women who weren't, teen moms and had to drop out of high school to take care of this and that kid and whatever else. We had a generational shift away from these teen moms because those moms had to stay with men who they're just like, girl, read a book. If I had an education, I'd have left your granddad. Meanwhile, you got these men over here glorifying the days. Oh, my grandparents been married 30, 40 years. And I'm like, yeah, and he got a family up the street and she's missing three teeth because he knocked them out over the years. If she had a way to go, she'd have gone. And you praising that because they're still together. Meanwhile, the same grandmother you're praising for sticking with her man all these years is the same one whispering in our ear, read a book. Go get that education, girl. Please go get that education. And the thing that terrifies her the most is for us to not have any options if a man is upside our head and abusive and oppressive. There's no way possible Melody would be the mother and the woman that she is without a Miss Vanessa. And so when Destiny did that, she lost me personally. She absolutely lost me. I don't know what Mel felt or was thinking when she was able to watch that scene back because she didn't hear it. Mel was like, nobody has time for moments. Nobody has time for moments, trick. Like, you just trying to be seen, whatever. You just trying to be seen, SEEN and this SCENE, girl, bye. With your weak whack ass. If you don't go somewhere and hang off the door of Madani, I should have put you out like you did Tasha. Well, you didn't. I left. Bye. Looking for moments. Looking for moments. That whole ride or die thing that she did with Martell, that whole and the way that Melody has taken care of her. That's another thing. I mean, I have dropped bands on a friend who I considered a sister. I don't know that woman anymore. But I'm just saying when somebody you love, your homegirl needs something and you just quickly perform for her, to betray that kind of love is a nasty thing. I've had little birdies come to me, oh, would you make up with so and so if you no. Well, if you saw so and so, what would you do today? No, no, don't. I respectfully decline. Please don't go between us. Don't try to intercede. Don't try to no, no. Been violated. But when you give someone the level of love and loyalty that Mel gave to Destiny, Mel cut that Liberic off so quick when she said Liberic is like Martell. Whole time Destiny was the Martell in that relationship. And the more Moses talks, the more he proves that is the case, allegedly, and in my opinion. Would you like to see them be friends again? Would you like to see them kiki again? Would you like to see them skipping down the yellow brick road again? Let me know in the comment section because personally, I would Earl. I would be really upset. I can barely stand Mel and Letitia's dynamic because Mel is always spoon feeding that girl and changing her damn diaper. Even when she had that argument with Dr. Shanita, she's like, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Mel is like, Tasha, Tasha, Tasha. And I'm like, stop babying her. Like this woman licked her chops. She was so damn excited to be like, yeah, your husband and his matching BMWs with a woman that he's in love with, blah blah blah. Mel cheated on her husband and boop, 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 boop. Girl, who's Isaiah? Now what? Who's Isaiah? You used to F my boy. We used to F bees together and I ain't say nothing. Where's the proof, Martell? Show it. Where's the photos? Shut up. You used to F my boy Isaiah. Oh my God. Mercury must be getting micro braids and in the microwave, retrograde, whatever it is again, because chow. I'm so here for Sister Girl, Martelliana going off on the people. Um, yeah, that is abnormal for me, but I'm so here for it because it's well deserved. It's well deserved. But getting back to this whole thing, like I was watching Diana Rose. Diana Rose is such a benchmark kind of like thing in our sector. I love the way that she classes up this little chitlin circuit. So shout out to her and Clone. I love me a sister review. I love me a sister review. Um, but watching her video inspired me to like really contemplate this because the things that have been done to Mel, a lesser woman would have took her own life. A lesser woman, a woman not made of this sterner stuff that Mel is made of would have taken her own life. Just the things that the cast has done to her, the way that they have ganged up on her, her family, her mom, like it's a lot. And it's like they're bullying her into like they want her back in that comeback group so damn bad because they don't elevate without her. And Destiny is this all of this attention seeking behavior is like Mel, just take me back. And it's like, no, you had your chance. And the thing is, let's say me and my friend got into it. Like, let's say we had a knockdown, drag out, curse each other out, whatever. I would be able to forgive that faster. If my friend talked to my ex, if she was bouncing up and down on him like a daggone pogo stick, I would be able to forgive that faster than you talking crazy to my mom. Or you taking advantage of a legal situation where I can't post my kids to post my kids with the mistress who broke up their happy home or well their stable home. And we're not friends anymore. So what are you doing posting my kids? Even if you are friends with Martell, just out of respect, you should not be posting her kids. Even when Boom Boom Belinda posted Boss Baby, I was like, all right now. She did it once and never again, and she posted her with a collage of other kids. But I was like, all right now. And shout out to her because she got out of Dodge, right? She's not a mess like that. But when I'm looking at Destiny and all that she's participated in, and some of these things I'm not even naming, it's beyond the thousands of dollars that Mel gave to her. It's beyond the, trying to compete with Mel with releasing this single and how she's on 10 or whatever. It's beyond. There's slander involved. There is just such a deep seated level of envy and jealousy that is truly dangerous. And I'm sorry, but like if you could keep faith with someone who is has abused me the way that Martell has abused Melody, like if I can send you to jail, I don't care for how long it is. I don't care if you post bail. If I can send you to jail over what you did to me, and you're my over what some man did to me, and you're over here caping for that man, bye, bye. And even back when they were still filming together after they fell out, the way that she was always trying to antagonize Mel, like when they were sitting at Stormy's house, and Mel was like, "I want peace," and Destiny's like, and she brought her little cousin along, like they were gonna get into a fight or something, like they were gonna beat somebody up. I, mm-mm, mm-mm. Like we can't even be cordial. And I don't know why people redefine the word cordial. Cordial literally means friendly. It doesn't mean you're being somebody's friend, but it means you are friendly. Oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm right on top of it. Right. Oh, thank you for delivering these. I really appreciate that. Oh, how was your? That's cordial. We can't even be cordial. When you see me, ignore me, and I'm gonna ignore you. I'm gonna carry out a little funeral for you in my head, ashes to ashes and dust to destiny. I no, just stay away from me. I'm not going to aggress against you. I'm not going to, backbite you, talk to people about you. I'm going to make you off limits, and I'm just going to walk away. My cutoff game is severe. One of the things you pull out of therapy is boundaries. Is boundaries. I walk away. I dust my feet off at the door. I kick the dust off my feet, and I do not return. I don't want the complication. I don't want the thoughts. I don't want the intrusive thoughts. I don't want the meandering back and forth between memories and what was good and what was bad. It's just like it didn't work. It didn't work. Delete. Just bye. I love my peace. I love my peace. I love to be able to sit in my bed and not worry about a fizzling out, relationship, or even, on YouTube with content creators. It's like, are we cool? Are we not cool? Like, what happened? Like, why did you do this? Why did you say that? Why did blah blah blah? When this person did this, why didn't you have my back? Why did blah blah? And I'm like, yeah, I could worry about that. I could think about that, or I could just zone out. I can just bugger off. I can just disappear into my own little peaceful bubble and call it a day. I think Destiny is unable to be peaceful in any relationship because she doesn't have personal peace. Y'all can say what you want to say about Sunny, but I believe her when she called Destiny a broken woman because I can see it. I can see it. It is evident. It is self evident. It doesn't need for anybody to, even the way she holds her face. It's like there's so much going on inside of you. You have no peace. There's so much as a woman that Destiny has not cultivated. And I'm like, I don't know how you're even going to survive your own womanhood. Like no wonder you are, struggling in the areas that you're struggling in. Like I don't know how you're going to survive your own womanhood because you will not cultivate the things that you need to progress, to graduate from these kindergarten, middle school, elementary school levels of communication and interaction. You gonna chase after my mama, nigga? You gonna suggest, anything related to a human trafficker and my private parts, and mix that up with what you got to say to my mama? You gonna post my kids with a woman who is on the internet where they can read and their friends can read? That Mariah Celine, she's in middle school. Tank is a big dog at his school. What is he, sixth, seventh, eighth grade now? I don't know what he is, but I'm just like, them kids could be like, oh, I saw this on the internet. Yeah, your mom is famous. Wow, did your dad really do this? Did your dad really blah blah blah? Who's Ariane? Imagine. And and God forbid, but imagine these kids coming home crying because somebody's hating on them because them little kids is fly as hell. They mama fly as hell. And somebody come to school talking crazy about Ariane, and here you are, Destiny, posting my kids. Like, girl, if you don't go ahead with that, there are some things, and Kenya Moore said it best, and I believe she said it on What's Happening Live with Andy, because it becomes, how do you sustain the show? You have so many shows that they go stale because people fall out. Uh, you have to be catty and messy with people in a way that you can redeem yourself from. You can redeem yourself from talking about my weave. You can redeem yourself from dragging me by my plastic surgery. You can redeem yourself from talking about my chateau sticks. It ain't no chateau charade. It's just Neverland because it ain't never gonna happen. You can make digs on me about that. But there are certain things that you do, you can't come back from that. And Kenya Moore was like, you always have to keep it in a place where you guys can come back from it. And that's why her and Marlo never really had peace, because I'm like, you dug in Kenya's soul when you were like, is that why your mother doesn't love you? Or is that why your mom doesn't want you? And blah, blah, whatever she said to her. I'm like, you can't do that. Tell her, her BBL look like she pumps cement back there. Tell her breast implants are small and look encapsulated with calcium. Like tell her it don't move. Tell her she look goofy with her contacts in. Like, I don't know. Get creative with your drag. But when you sit there as Phaedra and let Carlos King or whoever convince you with a storyline, Candy was gonna drug and you know what, Portia in the basement, you almost took Candy's life from her. If that story would have gotten more traction, you could have taken her life from her. You could have ended her. You could have ended all of her deals, all of her businesses, all of her, all of her, all of her, until she snuffed herself out of the world and couldn't take it and collapsed under the pressure. What that could have done if people believed her. There's not coming back from that. That's why they couldn't be on the show at the same time. There's no coming. Like, how do you come back from that? You just accused me of attempted grape without the G, hold the fruit. That's a lie. And when you really want a relationship with people, I mean, there are certain things I've had to physically bite my tongue, because sometimes when I clench my jaw, maybe my tongue is, too close in between. But I'm like, girl, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you say it. Because I understand there's no coming back from certain things that you can say or do. So I feel that Destiny has crossed over into irreconcilable differences. We can't fix what you did with my kids and social media and Ariane at the damn Martell birthday party. We can't fix how you talked to my mom, because you had each and every opportunity to apologize to her, even if it was just you called her over Instagram and you didn't. I gave you all that money for your bills and you played in my damn face. And you supported this man through all the revenge plots and whatever it is he was trying to do to me. You got him trying to get paternity tests on my little sugar mama because LeBaric had to get a paternity test on Law. You got all kind of things going on in my life because they went on in yours, and you know how it made you feel crappy. And so you're determined to make me feel the same way. It's good. You're trying to eat at Mel's soul. You only have a toxic love to offer this woman at this point. There were so many times where I saw their relationship as salvageable, and it's crazy because Destiny wasn't so dislikable. Like, closer to the beginning, she wasn't so dislikable. She wasn't going to be your favorite, but she wasn't so dislikable. But now, like, the things that she has done, the way that this relationship has progressed, I'm like, Destiny, there's no development here. Like, I don't want to see her at mimosas with Mel. Like, it would make more sense for Letitia to go than her, for Kimmy to go than her. But it's just like, you and Letitia and Kimmy are far from, good Lord, the way that they've treated Melly. But these things would make sense if they're just like, oh, we're coming out to support you, blah 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 blah. Like the way Stormy showed up at what's it called? The damn stand up live. Like, that made sense. Now it wouldn't make sense today if she showed up at like a mimosas with Mel, because I'm like, you're clearly like, there are no two ways about this. You could have called everything that happened in the past few years a misunderstanding, but the fact of the matter is now, like, you are an open enemy to Melody. You and your mother are open enemies. It's no longer a secret. It's no longer something that you're hiding. We're done here. I think Melody thought like maybe we're just bumping heads. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt, but now it's so freaking apparent. You guys, when I saw Melody give Stormy another chance, you know what I thought of? I thought of the Flavor of Love when that mixed girl that they kept calling white, you know, with New York, they had come to the end, and it was Delicious in New York, and the girl who can't sing, who thought she could sing, and then Delicious outsang her. The contact embarrassment, bro. Oh my god, I shrunk for that girl. But the way New York decided she wanted to manipulate her, and she just started hugging on New York and laughing with New York, and New York would make these faces to the camera like, "You dumb b," blah. Now it's not exactly the same, but it's similar to me because I'm looking at it and I'm like, why would you think Stormy would ever be sincere about trying to friend you when you know how her mama talks about you? Let me be very fucking clear. You know how a person feels about you based on how they man talk about you and how they mama talk about you. If it ain't their mama, it's their man. Because the only thing these people will know about you is what their spouse or daughter tells them. So if a woman mama don't like you, chances are she don't like you either. If a woman's man don't like you, like you got a friend and her man like just thinks you're worthless, it's like she's over there mouthing off all your secrets, telling him what's going on between your two ears, your two lips, your two thighs, like she's talking crazy about you to that man. Because more often than not, if she loved you, he'd love you. Especially if he loves her, he would love what makes his wife happy. So, whoa, this video is actually a lot longer than I intended for it to be. But I'm not interested in seeing a Melody and Destiny reconciliation at all. It would actually be just another thing that puts me off from the show. Destiny is probably the least deserving aside from Martell. I mean, the betrayal is chasms deep. It is ocean wide. It it's a no for me. Let me know what it is for you. I'm Uppity and I'm out of here.